everyone, Morgan here. So, I recently started to think, how am I going to do laundry in a, off-grid situation? Like if I don't have electricity, obviously our washer and dryer runs on electricity. So, what are we going to do to wash clothes? Now, you don't have to wash clothes all the time. And when it comes to an emergency or disaster situation, I would even recommend that you only stick to a few pairs of clothes, a few pairs of underwear, a few pairs of socks, a few pairs of shirts, maybe one or two pants, and wash those things, very sparingly. Maybe once a week, something like that, and do small loads. Because what we're doing here is, no matter what system you use for off-grid laundry, you're using water, okay? So that's water that's taken away from your cooking or your drinking or whatever else. But as we know, water has to be budgeted for cleaning, and part of cleaning is laundry. All right, so I did a lot of research, and there was so many different ways to do laundry off-grid. Some were more complicated, more expensive than others, and what I decided to do was to get 2 5-gallon buckets and to do the one is going to be the clean one. Right now I'm soaking some laundry. I'm doing just one pair of socks, I'm doing some underwear, I'm doing a couple Baby Rogue stuff, and I'm doing like a bra. I'm not doing any pants or like anything too heavy like that right now. And then this is going to be the actual washer. And what I'm doing is I'm going to take that plunger and I'm going to use it kind of like an agitator. And it'll be just an easy way to do it. You can, get one of those little washboards. I've seen people using those commercial moppers to wring clothes out, stuff like that. You can do whatever you want. I just felt that this was a little more economical and easy for us. This whole setup, the plunger was $1.88. You can get these 5-gallon buckets for free, but I paid $3 for them each at Walmart. And oh yeah, over here, so I have my clothesline of paracord. Now paracord does stretch, so we have to be careful about that. But I got my clip, my clothespins and everything, so we're gonna dry it right here. But yeah, so that should work out pretty good. The clothespins, I got 50 of them for $1. Okay, so I read that you're supposed to soak the clothes, and it's a good idea because then you can really get the stuff out a lot easier. Soak them first. I just have a little bit of water in here, as you can see, just enough for the amount of clothes that I'm using. We don't want to, use too much water for no reason. So soaking the clothes first is going to be recommended. These have been soaking for a good 10-15 minutes. Now you don't want to use the same water to rinse the clothes. So what we're going to do is, and since this is modern, I am going to be using the hose to refill the water, but I would normally be using like my rain collection, and you can use cold water. You don't have to use hot water because the thing about hot water is you have to make it hot somehow, right? So if you don't have the resources to make hot water, to boil water or to get any sort of warm water, then cold water will do just fine. Cold water with a little bit of soap. Now, I'm not even going to put all of this in. This is just a little tiny bit of soap. I'm going to just do a little bit of soap, and you can use whatever detergent, whatever kind of soap, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be actual laundry detergent or whatever. So we're going to put just a little bit of water. See, I didn't even put that much water in here. I'm going to put a little bit of soap. Just a little bit. For this much laundry, you really don't need that much. So. Look at how dirty this water is just from soaking. So soaking is a really good thing to do. You definitely want to do that. And that's just from like 10 minutes of soaking. So I'm actually going to pour this out. And then I'm going to fill this with some fresh, clean water. All right, so now over here, the reason I have the plunger is again because I'm going to use it sort of like an agitator. Let me get that in there. Let me get this in the shot there so you can really see it. Now, let me really show you. Yeah. This is working nicely. I can tell the water is like getting dirty, but this is working great. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start taking stuff out. I've only been doing it for just a couple minutes, but I don't think you really have to do it that long. So I'm going to go ahead and just, rinse them in there. I'm going to try to get as much of this out as possible. It's not a lot of soap, as you can see, so that's good. I just want to try to get as much water out as possible. Look at how dirty that water is. This is a definite effective method. All right, so now is the time to hang the clothes so that they can dry. This is an important step. We need to make sure that we're wringing out the clothes as much as possible. I mean, really wring it out. I think that's where the commercial mop wringer really comes into play. You can really wring it out. If you can afford that, if you can do that, that's totally great. But otherwise, you're just gonna wring out as much water as you possibly can with your hands. This is the rinsing bucket, and you can see that there's still muck in here from rinsing it, so that's good. Got even more in the rinsing. This whole process from getting it started, like collecting the clothes, soaking the clothes, getting it all set up, getting this set up, everything took me about 30 minutes. So from start to the hanging point took me 30 minutes. That's not bad. That's not a really long period of time that you're spending on getting clothes ready, but we're going to see how long this is going to take. I wrung it out by hand, so it'll probably take a little bit longer. They are still pretty wet, but they're outside. They'll get some nice wind blowing through it, and I'll let you know about how long it took to dry. All right, so it's been about 7 hours, and everything is pretty much dry. The wool socks still need a little bit of time, but pretty much everything is just about dry. And I think that this whole system for us is really going to be practical, and it's going to work really well. I'm very impressed with this. Of course, I can tweak it a little bit here and there, figure out the perfect system for this. And again, this system is going to be different for everybody. Look up the different options for yourself and figure out what's really going to work for you and your family. So let me know how you would do off-grid laundry. And remember, hygiene is still important even in an SHTF situation that includes washing your clothes. Thank you so much for watching, and if you really like my videos, please consider supporting my Patreon, link down below, and come visit me on my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and my website at roguepreparedness.com. And remember, conquer tomorrow by preparing today. Talk to you later. Bye.